Hello everyone, Sascha here from Infosecurity. I'm connected today to Nicole Wajer from Amsterdam, who is a technical solutions architect at Cisco. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sascha, for having me.
Right, so we're going to go right into all kinds of security topics and we'll hear what Nicole has to say. So essentially also you brought up this with IoT, and we have all this proliferation this year and in the coming years with even more smart devices, more IoT devices everywhere, a massive proliferation. But then also we have the existing IoT devices, and namely with this whole protocol with IPv4 and then IPv6, and the switchover. Just tell me a little bit about how you see, if there are any security loopholes, or how industry and how consumers should view that.
So as in IoT, where we normally speak about any device that you can have your application, your phone or whatever connected to, basically remote access, or your skill at home, or nowadays your washing machine or your dryer, you can just reach from an app and you can see, oh, my washing is ready, I need to put it in the dryer, oh, my dryer is ready. All those IoT devices are accessible over the internet. So when the internet started in the early 70s, 80s, basically at that time, people at the IETF, they actually made this protocol called IPv4, and I always refer it as the legacy protocol. And when they were making the address assignments, stuff like that, wouldn't make sense, they very quickly already figured out that we will run out of those IP addresses. Also, I call them, if people don't understand the IPv4, IPv6, I always joke about telephone numbers. Telephone numbers, and we run out of telephone numbers, and now we need to make those numbers longer in order to, have the ability to give more people more numbers. And that's where IPv6 came about. Basically, it's an underlying protocol, and most people that use IoT devices do not know even what protocol they are using, because for them, it's just as it works and I'm happy. Not everybody's technical, and that also means that sometimes they don't understand the security risks, because an easy install, you just open your washing machine and you turn it on, and you open your phone and it works. Those people are happy, but they automatically expect that everything is secure. Yet, unfortunately, those applications are made by humans, and some maybe intentionally or unintentionally forgot some security measurements because they didn't know that was aware, because for their goal is basically just use my app, just use my machine and make a profit. And then sometimes they forget the security implications with that. So both things go hand in hand. Most people don't know that there are two address families, we call them IPv4 and IPv6. Yet the security risks are exactly the same for both. Sometimes people, they have these rumors saying IPv6 is more secure, but unfortunately that is not the case. We can spend hours, by the way, Sascha, talking about security by itself, but it's just, I would say IoT is still in the starting of our journey here in technical land, I would say, because I mean, everybody has read, about the baby cameras, and nowadays, specifically in the Netherlands, a lot of commercial is about the Ring doorbell, for instance. But also you've read about the security implications there as well. Yet a lot of people use it because they love the use case.
I mean, as you said, there's so many things. IoT probably top of the list for so many things. Also with standards, various conferences coming from the EU, coming from the United States. So very interesting. I know they're talking about that right now as well at Davos in the next, actually right now, today, in the next couple of days. So lots going on there. Now, with your time at Cisco, you've been there for around, I think, 12 years. And with some of your skill set, I mean, you've decided to stay there. And why not go somewhere else? What makes Cisco so special for you?
So last year, Cisco was announced the great place to work #1 worldwide. For me, that was first, I was well, not surprised, because I mean, every company has people to pick, their negative things. But when I was actually, let me go back when I was in college, when I was studying computer science, I made a short list just out of interest, like where do I want to work when I grow up, when I become tall, as I would say. Cisco was one of them, because it was a innovative company already at the time. They built the internet. They were leaders in IP. And so when I joined 12 years ago, I mean, I felt welcome. It's a big family. Everybody around the world is intrigued by everybody. I can just call the CEO and he would answer my phone call, and even other leaderships are always open and very approachable. That makes it, for me, why I'm still at Cisco. I definitely agree, it's a great place to work. I always hear the people that do leave, for their good reasons, by the way. So they do say that they do miss things which was so well organized within Cisco. And so that gives me a warm feeling. Yet, my colleague in Sweden one time made this statement, which was brilliant. Cisco is like a big university. I mean, you're constantly learning, and that is still the case. Till this day, I am constantly learning, and that's what I love about Cisco.
Nice. Well, that sounds like the ideal place. As you said, on learning as well, and we're also looking at very much a need and a shortfall in IT staff and cybersecurity staff around the world. I think the latest sort of figures are about 4 million. And I think a big part of that is that not enough women are considering this as a career path. So how would you, what's your advice or some kind of insight to maybe tell younger people who might be considering or on the fence with going into an IT or cybersecurity career?
So what I've seen, so girls sometimes, when they grow up, they don't have that quick access to technology that fast. That means that it's not first thing on top of mind of them, like where do I want to go. They use Google a lot, they use Facebook, they use Microsoft, for instance, and that's the first thing what comes to mind to them, that I want to work there, because that's what they see every day. Yet Cisco is more to the background, as an example. And the technology they see, they think it's difficult. They think it's male dominated, and male dominated in a negative way, that if they would join, the men would not listen to them. That's their perception. I mean, I'm just putting out the perception versus reality, by the way, where I tend to, I do a lot of work for the Dutch company. Well, it's not a company, but they provide work groups to girls, explaining, me talking to them, explaining how cool a job in ICT or tech is, even for cybersecurity. Because with all given facts, cybersecurity, everybody is watching Mr. Robot or CSI, for that matter. And reality is a little bit different, but it at least, it gives them, the thought, oh, maybe I can do that one day. To come back, it's it's not as difficult as one would say. If girls say I'm not good at math, find a teacher that is able to teach you. It's the same with even when you go into a company and you want to learn or you want to have a mentor, go to a person that wants to teach you. And there are a lot of people that are open for it, a woman or a man, because by the end of the day, everybody's equal. There's seriously no difference. And yet in ICT, the job, you need to do it with your brains and not with muscles, etc. So you don't need any extra skills than just open your eyes and start thinking.
No, I mean, fantastic opportunities. I know that we could talk for many more hours on all of these different topics, but I want to run out of time. But I wanted to thank you, Nicole, so much, joining us from Amsterdam. You can see it there behind you, I think, in the fog. So thanks so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sascha. And yeah, sorry for the fog today.
So see you another time. Take care.
Cheers. Bye.